Good morning, everybody. It is Sunday. Well, kind of afternoon at this point. We did lose an hour for daylight savings, but we are back once again for the Breakin Ankle Show. Host with the most, point guard of podcasting, the self-proclaimed CBB GOAT. It is GunzPicks here, and we are having ourselves a nice little day here. How did we do yesterday? 7-5 plus 4.1 units Saturday. Let's go for the boys. Also, up-to-date record since the launch of the GunzPicks channel. We are 90, 67-2 plus 20.85 units. Give them a yeah. That's right. And of course, my guy Sox Nation joining us here on a Sunday. What's up? Let's catch. He is ready to go. Of course, EQ in the building, throwing the guns out there. Give him a gun. Bang! There we go. All right, we got some plays here. They're going to be starting here on the 12 o'clock hour, at least one of them. And then we get some later plays here to feast on as well. But let's get into the first play here. Let's play a little bit in the mud here. High Point, North Carolina, Cuban, Cuban center. Hopefully I said that right. Longwood versus UNC Asheville. This is at 12 p.m. tip. We're going with UNC Asheville to start us off on the show. Money line minus 132 unit special. Let's talk about it. Longwood, 198th in offensive efficiency, 255th in field goal percentage, 255th in turnover percentage, 14th in offensive rebounding, 298th on the free throw line. So this team does not shoot well on the free throw line and is sloppy with the ball with the turnovers. On the Asheville side, you have 184th in defensive efficiency, 30th in defending shots, and they're 131st in defensive rebounding. But I'm not concerned about that here going against Longwood because Longwood on the offensive side has its weak points. On the UNC Asheville offensively, they're 94th in field goal percentage, 30th in three-point percentage, 67th in free throw percentage. So if there is an advantage here, Asheville has it on the free throw line and with the three-point shooting because they're going against a Longwood defense that is 243rd in the country in defending shots, 282nd in allowing points to the opponents to the free throw line, and a key one here. Defending outside the arc, they're 256 in the country in defending the three. And this is a team that wants to shoot threes here with UNC Asheville. This is the third meeting between these two teams, both splitting each one as favorites, covering the favorite covering in both spots. And then you got UNC Asheville as the favorite, basically on the same line they were when they played at home against each other. And then you got Longwood, just hasn't done well as a short dog this season. They're 1-4 ATS as a end straight up as a dog of 3 points or less. UNC Asheville is 4-1 ATS as a favorite of 4 points or less this season. And then, of course, UNC Asheville has won and covered 3 out of the last 4 meetings versus Longwood, with their last matchup losing to Longwood 80-75. So there is a revenge element to boot with this one. So with all that being said, we're going with UNC Asheville to start us off here. 12 p.m. tip, money line minus 132 unit play. Baby. Getting back to the chat, Sox Nation called it yesterday. He said take UNC on the money line. I couldn't disagree with him on that one. That was the easiest cash versus the number 5 team in the country that didn't care about that game whatsoever. Then you got Matt Owens says, let's go, Guns. Let's get it. Hell yeah. Give me yeah. Let's go. All right, we got another game here coming up on the 12 o'clock hour, but we've got 12:30. And we're a little Big Ten action here on a Sunday. A lot of Big Ten games going to be playing here today as I'm wearing an Illinois hat. Wisconsin versus Purdue, Mackey Center, West Lafayette, Indiana. And it's going to be senior night there for the Boilermakers. And I'm going to not be taking the side on this one. I'm looking at the total. And the total I'm liking here is over 147.5, 2 unit special. Let's talk about it. You talk about the first matchup, right? Purdue beat Wisconsin on their home court, 75-69. The total was set at 143.5, ended at 144. So it did go over, barely. But now you got the line here sitting at 147, 147.5, 148. So the line actually increased up in the next game. Usually a good indicator when you have that much of a jump that you might be looking at a over on this one. Purdue is one of the top scoring offenses in the country, ranked 7th in that statistic, 84.4 points per game overall, but they're 90.3 points per game at home. So they're going to be scoring a lot of points here in their last home game of the season, or regular season, I should say. Now, Purdue should be able to get a lot of three-point opportunities here. They're ranked second in the country in three-point percentage, and they're going up against a Wisconsin defense that's ranked 340th in defending the three. So there's another key element there. What does Purdue want to do? They want to shoot the three? Well, they're going to have open opportunities here today. And Wisconsin, on the other side, from their offense, they do score 70 points per game on the road this season, so not too bad for a traveling team. The over in Purdue, 7-1 to the over in the last 8 home games. And for Wisconsin, the over is hit 9 out of their last 11 games and 4 out of their last 5 road games. So with all that being said, hell, let's take the over here on this one. Wisconsin, Purdue over 147.5, 2-unit banger. Hit the guns across the bow. And then we got Sox Nation says Wisconsin, same position. I can't disagree with you to that. However, every time it feels like the angle, Wisconsin is just one of those falling knives. Something's wrong with that team. And I don't know if it's coaching staff. I don't know if it's personnel. I don't know what it is. I can't back that team whatsoever. I've lost too much coin trying to play what I consider good positions with Wisconsin. I'm going to pass on the side, but I'll play with the total. Ruben says, go Heels. He is trolling me. How dare you? That's all right. We'll see you in the ACC tournament, hopefully. And Peter in the building says, sup, Guns? That kid's hockey game. We'll get games after you post. Thank you. No problem, my guy. Jay Lottie in the building says, tease Fullerton just enough yesterday. Oh, they lost by a hook on that one, I believe. I had 9.5. That one did get the L, but, USC was strong. And, of course, UNLV kind of fell apart on that one. But no fret. We still had positive. We were positive numerically, so that's all that matters. Let's go into the next play here coming up here on the 2 o'clock hour. Another Big Ten game. This one is in a interesting situation, if I do say. Ohio State is going up against Rutgers. Jersey Mike's Arena, a.k.a. The Rack, in Piscataway, New Jersey. 2 p.m. is the tip. And I'm going to be rolling with the Rutgers here. Money line, minus 105 is the number I got. And I think they're going to win this game versus the Buckeyes here. Let's talk about it. You have an Ohio State offense that's 43rd in offensive efficiency, 165th in field goal percentage, 25th on the free throw line. But they're going against a Rutgers team that is suffocating on the defensive side. They're 4th in defensive efficiency, 25th in defending shots, 20th in creating turnovers, 58th in allowing opponents to the free throw line. This team is disciplined on the defensive side of the ball. And then we got Ohio State on this one, 82nd in defensive efficiency, 84th in defending shots, 267th in defending the three, 172nd in defensive rebounding. While Rutgers is not great on the offensive side, I will give you that. The defense makes up for it. They only give up 59.9 points per game at home this season, while putting up 68 points per game at home on the offensive side of the ball. So they do have a little bit of separation there from defense versus offense to get the job done here. And then you got Ohio State regresses on the road. 73.2 points per game on the road versus 66.8 points per game at home. They're scoring 71.5 points per game on the road, while 75.6 points per game at home. So regression on both sides of the ball there for Ohio State. Then you got the revenge angle. Rutgers lost to Ohio State on the road 76-72 as 7.5-point road dogs. Now they're sitting here as a pick 'em. I've seen favorites. I've seen plus 1.5. The line's all over the freaking place. But I think it's enough to tell me that it's probably going to be a Rutgers side on this one. Plus, Rutgers at home, 12-4 straight up this season, even though this team is not the greatest team. Most of the time, they just get buried on the road. Then Ohio State has some recent success. I can't deny that. They're 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games, but 3 of those games were at home, and 1 was a win over Purdue at home. So you got to take that with a little bit of grain of salt on this one. When you look at them on the road, very different story. 3-6 ATS on the road this season. 0-4 ATS on the road as a dog of 3 points or less. I think this line is probably going to flip that direction here pretty quick. Seeing the lines move as they were. I know Ohio State did open as a favorite. And then Rutgers has covered the last 4 meetings versus Ohio State. I think this is a get-right spot. It's telling me that this is a Rutgers win, even though Ohio State is playing well. I think they're playing well above their pay grade, and it's a sell on the Buckeyes and a buy on Rutgers at home on Senior Day. Give me Rutgers money line minus 105, 2-unit banger. And the chat is moving here on a beautiful Sunday. Ruben dropping a little bit of heat here for some NBA action for the people. He loves Dame. Over 2.5 threes. Let's run it back. He has been hitting the props in the NBA like a monster. So go take that one. He is money right now. He likes Sox Nation against me again. How dare you? He likes Ohio State here today. Rutgers offense is suspect. I agree with you. That's why I gave you a little bit of numerical action on that one, why I liked Rutgers. The defense will carry them across the bow. So much of that was under fired coach. Seems like they're a whole new animal. Correct. I don't disagree with you there. Just going with Rutgers. Money line. That is the play of. Let's go to the next play here. Let's play with a little total action here. But before I do that, actually, I'm going to go with another side on this one. But before I do that, 168 of you beautiful bastards are watching me live. Please like and subscribe to the GunzPicks channel. Hit the notification button as well so you know every time that we go live. I do shows daily. I do double shows on Saturdays. And, of course, we're getting to the precipice of the season. We've got conference tournaments coming up here this week. And then, of course, the national tournament, March Madness style, is coming up as well. So hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get all the information for your college basketball needs. We're actually cooking with absolute fire, 20.85 units since the inception of the GunzPicks channel. So we are cooking with napalm. All right, let's get to the next play here. 3 p.m. game I'm going to be jumping on here. Bowtow Arena, Birmingham, Alabama. And SMU is going on the road to go play UAB, and I'm going to be going with UAB, the home team on this one. Money line, minus 114, 2-unit spot. Let's talk about it. Statistically, SMU, pretty much the better team in this situation, right? They're 72nd in offensive efficiency. They're 51st in defensive efficiency, and they're going against a UAB team on the defensive side that's 206 in defensive efficiency and 75th on the offensive side. You got them sitting here, a short dog, a pick, even like a favorite on this one. So you're asking yourself, why are you taking UAB? Why are you taking the Blazers here? Well, I taking them home because look at what SMU is doing lately. They're regressing. Their whole statistical analytics is based on the entire season, not the last 4 to 5 game sample. They're ranked 48th in opponent scoring. This SMU team is 67.5 points per game, but they've given up 78.5 points per game in their last 6 games. They're 1-3 straight up, 0-4 ATS their last 4. So this is a team that's a falling knife right now. This isn't like they're playing the best of the best teams in the conference either. This includes playing a UTS team and losing by 17, losing as 17-point favorites. This is playing ECU as 12-point favorites and barely beating them. They're 2-4 straight up in ATS in the last 4 games. I mean, this is excuse me. I'm talking about road games. My bad. Yeah, they're 1-3 straight up and 0-4 ATS in their last 4 games on this one. So this is one of these teams that I just can't back right now. This seems like this is going to be a continued trend as we get to the back half, maybe even of the conference tournaments. We'll see how that goes. UAB will want to finish strong here. They're off. Their last 2 home games weren't impressive. They lost both of those back to back, and they're off a back-to-back road trip, so they're getting back home. So they're going to go back to like where they feel they're most comfortable. They have been playing well at home. However, last 2 games, not so much. Then you got the revenge factor, right? UAB lost to SMU on the road, 72-69 to 7-point dogs. Now they're sitting here with a full line swing on this one at a pick 'em, -1, -1.5 in some of these situations. Then you got UAB 4-0 ATS as a favorite of less than 4 points as well to consider that. So I think it's going to be one of those situations. We just need to jump on the Blazers on this one to finish the season strong, get into the conference tournament. You have the revenge factor. You have the line swing. You got everything you need. You have an SMU team that is completely in full regression mode, even losing to teams that are the worst of the worst in the AAC. Give me UAB. Money line, minus 114, 2-unit banger, baby. As we get back into the chat, you got Al in the building says, I get it. Been on Rutgers a lot this season. I like him in the rack. What can I say today? Sox Nation back at us. Guys, help Guns out. He is an Irish fan. You don't have to help me. You don't have to help me, folks. I love Notre Dame. I'll bleed them until the day I die, even though they'll break my heart every single year. It doesn't matter. I need a little bit of a pain in my life. Going back to Sox Nation on this one, SMU is bad lately. Correct. That's great. They're a falling knife. I ain't backing them in this situation. Give me UAB. Getting into the last play here today. I actually like this one. It's going to sound weird. It's going to sound odd. But I'm going to be looking at a total here on a team that is one of the top high-tempo, high-scoring teams in the country. And he's going against another team that is really good at scoring. But I'm not going to be taking the over. That's not what I'm going to be taking on this one. I'm taking the under. I got my cojones on the line on this one. It's Furman versus Sanford. Harrah's Cherokee Center, Asheville, North Carolina, 4 p.m. tip. All right. And I like the under. What can I say? 150. I got 155.5 as the under in this one. That's a 2-unit special. Let's talk about it. Okay. This is the third matchup between these two teams. If you actually look at the outcomes of that one, both totals were 168 and 163.5. The totals in both of those games ended at 146 in both. And you still have a line here now that's sitting at 155.5, 155, 154, depending on what books you're looking at. And the totals before 168 and 163.5. This is a complete drop off the cliff on this total, which tells me this is an extreme underplay. There is a reason for the line drop. I'll get to that in a second. Sanford is one of the top scoring teams in the country. Like I said, ranked 6th in the country in offensive scoring, but their stats are inflated based on their home performance. They put up 92.8 points per game at home. When they get outside their home court, they only average 75.4 points per game. So there is a complete drop-off in their production from home versus away, basically, even though this is a neutral court game. Then you got Furman is 7-2 to the under in the last 9 games away from home. So this is a team that plays to the under too. Why? Is like they controlled the tempo. And when they slow the game up, even though this Furman team can score points, they want to play at their pace, not at anybody else's. Sanford games only typically go over on the sheer fact that they're a double-digit favorite. If you actually look at their numbers, out of the 14 overs that they have gotten this season, 11 of them were as a double-digit favorite, okay? They're sitting here as a single-digit favorite here, short favorite here in this position in the semifinals. They're 14-3 to the under when they're a single-digit dog or favorite this season. 14-3 to the under. So this is another type of trend that's you got to say to yourself, even though Sanford you'd look at them and their pace and the amount of points they like to go and score and their defense kind of lacking, you would think this would be an over team every single time, but not so fast, my friend. This is more of an under team. Stanford will be without their key, one of their key scorers as well. He's not going to be playing this game. AJ Stanton-McCray, he's their second leading scorer. So there should be a little bit of regression on the offensive side. That's probably why there's such a drop off in the line. And then Furman should come into this one, try to control the pace. They're 98th in pace in the country. They're going against one of the top 15 pace teams with Sanford. But I think this is going to be one of those ones that Furman's going to stay in this game. And without one of their best scorers for Sanford, they're going to want to control the tempo, control the pace, and get the job done here by scoring less and less points on this one. I don't care about the side. I don't care who wins the game. I just care about the total here. And I'm going to go with the under 155.5. 2-unit banger. Hit the guns. Lawless Gambler in the building says, let's go. Give him the horn. Joining up here on the Breakin Ankle Show. Sox Nation's like, just take Stanford to win by 10 points. Yeah, so you know what? That's a weird line too. They're favored in this one, even though they're missing one of their top scorers. That's a telling story, isn't it? I think the line shifted from 2.5 and 3.5 by the time I came downstairs to the GunzPicks studio to talk to you guys. So yeah, I don't hate your take on that one. I think maybe Stanford does pull it out here and get the dub uh, by a lot. However, I just hope it stays low scoring. That's all I'm playing right now. The total under 155.5. Also got a lean on this one. I haven't done it officially. I may drop some late plays on X, so you got to follow me on that one if you don't. If you're watching on Instagram, you watch it on TikTok, watch it wherever. All the clips. I'll drop some plays on X later, maybe if I see some angles. But there's one angle that I saw at 8:30. There's an 8:30 game coming up. Delaware going against Hofstra, neutral court type of situation. If you look at the history, Hofstra just dominates this Delaware team as far as winning and covering spreads. I believe they've covered like 8 out of the last 9 or something like that versus Delaware. They did not cover the last one because they won 76-71 as 5.5-point favorites. Now you're seeing the line virtually identical. I think we're seeing it as a -5, and it's at a neutral court. That 5.5 was at a home game for Hofstra. And now you're seeing the line just sitting right where it was the last time these two teams played. I think it's a Hofstra take altogether, and I think they get it done. Probably add that to my card later. Also, Hofstra, very good on neutral courts this season, a 3-0 ATS on neutral floors. So, and plus, they got a little bit of rest coming into this game as well. So I'm going to go Hofstra later today. I'll drop that officially, but I don't have the line in front of me. But I'm leaning that way right now. Is probably Hofstra -5, but I haven't dropped it yet. I will. If I do take it, I will drop it on X. You guys can tail or fade or whatever you want to do. So those are the plays that pay the bills. Well, 265 of you beautiful people out there watching me live here on a Sunday, right before tip-off of games. We're 1 minute away, it looks like. Let's recap for you. We're going to go UNC Asheville money line. That game starts right now, -132 units. We're going to go with the over in the Wisconsin-Purdue game, 47.5, 2 units. We're going to go UAB money line against SMU, 2 units. We're going to go Rutgers money line, -105, 2 units. And we're going to go the under in the Furman and Sanford game. 155.5 is the number that I got. And I'm also leaning on Hofstra -5. Not official on the Hofstra play. But those are the plays. Those are the 5 we're going to go with on the Breakin' Ankle Show today. Make sure you like and subscribe if you have not done so already. And hit the bell so you know every time that this channel goes live. I appreciate all you guys joining up and carrying along with me. We are absolutely killing it right now. We're just under 21 units since the inception of the GunzPicks channel on February 13th. And we're going to continue this the rest of this season strong all the way through the national championship game. So good luck with your picks. Let's dominate the ball. And as always, let's keep dancing. Bang.